what happened to TikTok? All right, I'm talking about TikTok Shop. All right, but anyway, I was watching a video earlier today and somebody was bad mouthing TikTok, you know, and usually people make these videos every now and then and they start saying, it's really getting toxic over here. People are, being rude and mean. And TikTok Shop used to be a place where you can go and have fun and make money. And I remember when everyone was doing Flip and TikTok Shop, and everybody's making all this money on Flip, and they were hating that people were coming over from TikTok Shop saying that, hey, Flip, is its own community, and then Flip shut down, so everyone's back on TikTok Shop. And we're past all of the bans, right? It's not getting banned. It finally got sold, and now the United States owns a majority of it. But anyway, I don't let any of that get to me, because for some of us who maybe you've ventured out and left your job, and TikTok Shop provided a way for you to leave your job, or maybe you bought a house, right? I know people that bought 2 and 3 houses, right? Some people are on there telling their stories that they were able to retire their husband, and I was watching a video of her today, and she was saying that maybe that was one of her biggest regrets, because now all the pressure's on her, and her husband's not doing TikTok Shop like she thought he would. And so it's no shade on them. I like a lot of people that I look up to, and I've learned a lot of tips, tricks, and tutorials, from them. But you cannot let any of that get to you, meaning to where all of a sudden you're going to give up or you're going to throw in the towel. I was watching someone else, and they were looking at how many videos they made last month versus this month. And I've heard about that before, and I've seen it before, but honestly, I didn't know where to find it, right? And so I said, hold on, let me go find that, because I've never actually measured my success based on that. And I looked at, this is tomorrow will be June 1st of 2026. And so I looked at all of May, and I looked at all of April, and in April I made 396 videos. All of May, not including today, I made 323. And so I was like, oh wow, apparently something was going on last month to where I made way more videos. Now I will say that I made good money this month, but I made the exact same, not down to the cents, but down to the the figures, right? And I said, wow, that's crazy. I made more videos last month, and what is that, 23 versus 96, probably 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, basically 70 less videos, and I made the same. So I was working hard for no reason last month, apparently. But anyway, I know it all breaks down to commissions and what items are giving you bonuses and stuff like that. But I'm excited. I'm excited, okay, because I knew going into this, and I want to encourage those who are watching too, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to this channel already if you haven't, because I'm gonna try to help you guys out. But I knew going into this that I can't put all of my eggs in TikTok Shop. And for you to know that too, do not put all of your eggs in one basket thinking that TikTok Shop is going to be the thing that you're going to do for the next 5-10 years. Now, I will say that if you're doing videos, maybe you want to switch to doing videos and lives, right? Now they have auctions, so maybe you want to do from videos to lives to also doing auctions, right? So you want to make sure that you're evolving with the times. But I don't just put all my eggs in just TikTok. Now, I say this a lot, and I've been mainly on TikTok, but I still have my feet in YouTube, Amazon affiliates. I work part-time, like 3 or 4 times a month at the TV station, so I have other things that are bringing in money. I'm not rich, I'm not where I want to be, but you always want to have your foot in something else, just in case, right? Just in case things go south, right? You got to pick up somewhere, you got to get the ball rolling somewhere. And so I keep saying it, and I am going to I'm gonna punch myself if I don't stick to it. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm focused on YouTube twice a week, and then of course Amazon at least half of a day out of 1 day a week, and then of course the rest all TikTok Shop. And then of course I got music going on, and church ministry. But think about what you're getting into. It's fun, it's exciting, it's entertaining. you get these free samples, you know, you're working with brands. This is how you can guarantee your success. Make relationships with the brands, build relationships. And I don't mean just trying to play kiss up, right? But what I mean is, you know, hey, I've been promoting you guys as so-and-so. It's been doing really well. What product are you guys focused on next? What are you pushing next? And it's not about what you want in your home. What are they pushing that other people want? Right? So I've heard it by Jim Rohn and other people, you know, you will never have to, what does it say? Not be the solution to the question people have, but basically something like that though. Be a problem solver, find the solution to the problems people have, and you will never have to work another day in your life. And it's so true, right? So people on TikTok Shop, we are selling products, right? But we're, you know, giving them the solution on why they need it, how they're going to feel when they have it, you know. And when you can do that, people will buy, you know. And then honestly, it's been a year. May 1st marked a year, a whole year working strictly TikTok Shop, and of course a little bit of the other income streams that I was talking about, but was able to successfully walk away, you know. And I don't toot that horn because, you know, honestly, we really don't know how long stuff is going to last. And that's why I say, you know, man, I fell in love with YouTube a long time ago, and I need to get that passion back. I need to get that desire back. You know, I used to love creating thumbnails, right? And now ChatGPT has made it so easy to where I don't even love creating thumbnails no more because I just have ChatGPT design it, you know. And you would think that that would make me crank out more videos. And with this phone, I'm doing more talking videos now because the new phones, the new iPhone 17s and Pro and Pro Max, all that now have a horizontal mode, even though the phone is vertical. So it's so easy to crank out talking videos, you know, or vlogs, you know, and then get off of here and slap a thumbnail created, you know, by ChatGPT, and I can still do all the text and all the hashtags on my phone. So expect a lot more of these coming your way. But it's also an easier way for me to answer questions. So if you got any questions about TikTok Shop in general, let me know. The only thing I'm not able to do on here is cut, paste, drag something to the front. Obviously I could, but I don't feel like doing all that. You know, I'm trying to, you know, put out videos that's really going to help someone who was searching like I did. I remember searching for TikTok Shop videos while I was at the job. While I was at the job, I was searching how to make more money on TikTok Shop, you know, because at the time I was making $1,500, $2,000 a month, you know, how to make $5,000 a month, I was searching for that stuff. And I kept seeing people talking. I kept seeing people talking. I kept seeing all this, seeing all that. And I said, man, I got to try that. I got to try this. I got to try that. And guess what? All of that stuff eventually worked. And I was able to, you know, finally break free and leave my job of 8 years of retail, and then do TikTok Shop full time. Now, before those 8 years, I was also at a different department store or whatever for 11 years. So I did 19 years, you know, as far as these two industries. But anyway, God bless you guys. Subscribe once again if you haven't already. Let me know what questions you might have, anything I can help you with, and hopefully I can do just that.